hey.
Hey,
Okay.
we're
Awesome.
good.
So, we're going to get started right away
Oh
with
gosh.
our goals. Because we're going to do goals, then we'll do questions, and then you guys can just keep asking questions if you have any. We'll go over them. If you can't hear one of us or both of us at some point, just let us know. I know it tends to lag a little bit when there are two people on, so if it pauses for a second, just be patient. We'll be right back. So, I know we'll just do like I'll do a goal, and then Ashley can do a goal, or she can comment on my goal. We'll go from there. So I know my first main goal for 2019 was to organize my finances, because I can't be the only person who just at the end of the year tries to like hurry up and type everything or sends my accountant a load of receipts and has no clue how much money you actually made or spent, which is crazy. I keep all my receipts in like a shoebox and it's a mess. So I actually opened a checking account just like earlier this week so that I can run all my business expenses through that checking account. So hopefully that was a step in the right direction for that.
I think that's a good step. When I opened my Etsy shop in 2016, I got a specific account just for that, only because I know I'm not good at keeping track of things. And I know that if I was using Gabe's credit card or my personal account card, I would never know how much money I was making and spending. It would just be like a big chaotic mess. So I did that. And it helps a lot, I think.
That's what I'm hoping. I'm going to have its own debit card and everything. So if anyone's thinking about doing that, it was super easy. Just look for a bank, like a local bank with no fees and no minimum in your account. And like you're pretty much good to go. And it takes like maybe 15 minutes to go set one up.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea.
Do you want to
Well, one of my main goals that I really want to focus on for 2019 is I want to get YouTube videos out for all my current free patterns and all my future free patterns. Like I want all of my free patterns to have a YouTube video option as well. So that's something that I'm like nervous because I feel like if I could just get a station set up, like a videoing station, then I could just go from there and it would be fine. But I need like a backdrop, a table, my lights, and then I think I'd be good.
Anyone who's tried to film from like the overhead angle, like straight down, knows it's a struggle. I sent Ashley like a tutorial thing that I found on YouTube for mine. But
oh yeah, I built that.
Yeah, and I have mine, but like I think I need to get legs to make it taller and shorter to make it for different height things. I don't know. But you guys, YouTube videos are like awesome. I know you guys love them, but they are so much work. But they're fun and they're worth it, but they are a lot of work. So if any of you guys do want to do YouTube videos or have any suggestions, tips, anything, like let us know. We'd love to know.
Send me your links. Yeah,
because I definitely am. I don't know if you guys have noticed, I've been posting more YouTube videos. That's also a goal on my list is more YouTube stuff. So I'm super pumped about that. I'm nervous, but hopefully I'll get better at editing and then it will be a lot quicker. That's the plan.
We just talked about ring lights, like right before this live. Somebody just asked if we had heard of them. Like, yes, that's something I'll probably end up investing in this year in 2019 is a ring light.
We both have like these box lights, which are like the lights photographers use, I guess. Like the big ones. They're like pretty big.
On the stand.
Now, and it's kind of blinding. And you have to take the bulb out. I don't know about yours. I have to take my bulb out of my light to collapse it down for storage.
Yep, me too.
It's like a pain in the butt. And a ring light would just be something I could just set against the wall in my room. Would be a lot easier to store. So if you're like trying to debate between spending on a ring light or a box light, I would definitely hang on and get the ring light, even though they cost a little bit more.
If you're going to be doing things with your face.
Yeah. If you're going to be doing YouTubing or Instagram lives like this,
yes,
I think it's definitely a benefit. One thing I had is I wanted to do, I want to reach 10K on Instagram. And yes. I know it's not about numbers and all the other stuff, but like numbers are a great way to track things. So like I know I don't post regularly enough on Instagram. So that means that like because I have this big goal of 10K, that means I can have a bunch of little goals of like posting every day or posting 5 times a week, posting better photos, posting branded photos, all of that stuff. So if you guys are trying to grow your Instagrams, I mean, Ashley reached 10K this year, which is awesome. We talked about this earlier this year, me and her, and I like, made a PowerPoint slide.
She did.
We're going to reach 10K. And I had like this big plan of how we were gonna do it, but then I went and like posted only like once a week. But guys, Ashley killed it. I mean, you can pretty much scroll through your Instagram feed and see like a photo and know that it's Ashley's. Like that's how on brand all of her photos are, which is great. I'm not quite there yet because I don't even know what I want my brand to be, but maybe a year from now we'll be able to scroll through and pick out my photos.
I like the direction your photos are going though. Like the ones
White.
that yeah, I really like it. I think it just fits me, fits your personality, it fits your business. I don't know, it's clean. I just like it.
It's actually funny, you guys. The reason, if you've noticed, my theme is like a lot of like white backgrounds. A lot of my lives I do in like the one clean corner of my room with my white backgrounds, and I have my little llama photo. But it's because white is the easiest thing to edit. It's easy to edit out like the yellow tones of your photos and stuff. So it's the only thing I know that I like in my photos that keeps them consistent.
Mm-hmm.
So even if you just have one little thing that can help make your photos like that can be your brand. Like I use all different colors. I use different fonts on my like graphics for my blog, everything else. But I do try and have like consistently white background. Like that's really it. It's the only thing I have that's branding. It works for now.
It does. It works well.
Okay. So do you want to do one more on your end?
I want to put I have so many. I have big goals and then a bunch of tiny little goals. But another one of my goals is to try to start getting out my stuffy patterns from 2016. Because when I opened my Etsy shop, I was selling my stuffies, and that was it, just the stuffies. And I have like maybe 15 different animals that I've designed. And I would like to get the patterns out for everybody, and then make YouTube videos for all of them.
I think that'd be awesome. I remember you talking about that in like a live a while back. I thought that was so cool.
I think that would be fun, and I think it would probably reach new people, more like people who like to do amis. And then also they're very, very basic. So if you're not used to doing amigurumi, these are simple. Like they're probably the easiest ami project ever.
I like can't say go crocheting around, so I think ami's for me. But maybe I'll be able to try these ones and it'll just make sense.
Yeah, well, they're super cute.
Okay. I have one of my goals for 2010 was to make courses, and I actually made my first 2 courses this year. I don't know how. I all of a sudden like decided I was going to do it, and I just jumped in and did it, which is awesome. I have a free start a blog course, like if you want to start a crochet or knit blog, but really anyone who wants to start a blog can do it. And then I also have a making pretty pinnable pics for Pinterest, because I know like that's it's a little bit of a learning curve to make Pinterest pics for your stuff or to knit.
I didn't even think of Pinterest pics when I first started my blog. I didn't realize people deliberately made pics that would be pinned. I just thought they would pin the pictures of like just my whip, you know.
Yeah.
It wouldn't say a crafty concept. It wouldn't have my logo. I didn't realize that people made pinnable pics. So
yeah,
that's very helpful.
Pinterest is my #1 traffic driver to my site, to my website, like my blog, and to my Etsy. So like if you look at both of those, like even if you don't have a blog or anything, you can use Pinterest pics to send traffic to your pattern sales or your finished item sales too, which is great. But like I want to do 5 more courses this year. And like on top of that, because I'm doing the free course for starting a blog, I wanted to help 100 people start a blog in 2019. So it's really like one person every 3 days. I need to convince that they have to share their talents with the world and start a blog. So hopefully I'll be able to say, yeah, that happened at the end of this year when me and Ashley get on and do a live and see how many goals we met. Okay, so another one.
You spoke of Pinterest. I need to put more energy into my Pinterest. 2018, when it comes to social media, my main thing was just Instagram, growing my Instagram, making connections on Instagram. But now I really need to put more energy into Pinterest. It doesn't take much. Like if you just start pinning just a few things here and there, my numbers like skyrocketed. I'm up to like 130K views a month on Pinterest, and I was at 12. Like it was super easy. So if I did put energy into it, I feel like it would grow pretty rapidly.
I couldn't hear you right there. Sorry.
Oh, okay.
Oh no. I think we're getting a little bit late. You tried using Tailwind at all?
Not yet. I've looked it up and I've looked up tutorials to try to like pre-plan, but that's where I'm headed is to Tailwind for sure. It still confuses me, but I'll just learn as I go.
Actually thinking about doing like a short tutorial on how to use Tailwind for pinning pins because I started using it a while ago and I kind of stopped using it and I'm back to using it again. And I think like that will really benefit busy people who want to grow their Pinterest because I think that's
Hmm.
like the hardest thing is finding time to go on there and repin all your stuff. Tailwind is
Tailwind,
an
go, go.
that you schedule pins on. So it'd be like I could go on there and have 5 pins that I want to pin, but I don't want to pin them all at the same time because they're all going to show up at the same time slot and only the people who are on Pinterest at that time will see it. So it'll go and say, hey, 5:30 is a really popular time for people in your niche, and 7:30 and 8 o'clock. And you just kind of pre-schedule them out and it scatters them throughout a day or 2 days or however long you want. And then you can just click, okay, schedule my pins, and then it'll pin it all for you. So you don't have to do it, which is awesome. Okay. So your turn or my turn?
What?
Is it your turn or my turn?
Oh, I said Pinterest.
Oh, dear Lord.
Was I? So it's your turn.
Okay. I was like, I don't know if no one can hear me or what. One thing I wanted to do is have people guest post on my blog and also guest post people's blogs. Me and Ashley did a blog swap kind of last year, 4th of July, and we both used like the same yarns and design patterns. And I think that was really awesome and really fun. But I would love to like open up my blog to people who want to blog about Etsy, who want to blog about markets, if they want to share a pattern. I think like the Hook Nook, how she has like guest designers on her blog, I think that's awesome. But I would also love to go on other people's blogs and join and see, you know, like interact with their audiences. Because I think that's like a great way to like meet new people and expand your following is to like go guest post on other people's stuff. And even if you're not a blogger and you maybe want to try it, you can always just rate a blogger and say, hey, you know, I would love to guest post. This is what I'm thinking about writing. It'd be this, this, and this. And you never know. And they might let you guest post on their blog, which is awesome.
I would let someone guest post on my blog if they emailed me and asked.
Yeah.
And it sounded
you
like
just have to
something that my followers would like. Absolutely.
You have to have something like an example maybe of your writing style, or you could even write up a blog post and say, hey, this is what I'm thinking about. This is what it would be. And send it. Make sure you're sending it to like a blogger maybe you've been following for a while and you know that you can trust, because you never want to like send a whole blog post to someone and copy and paste it and post it on their blog and not give you credit. But definitely maybe just a little sample or snippet of what you were thinking about writing. I think that'd be a great way to be able to blog post on someone's blog. Guest post.
I think I would absolutely if someone asked me, which I had Hannah post on my blog from the Crafty Fox Crochet a couple weeks ago, or maybe it was a couple months ago, because she does a lot of market stuff. I hadn't done a lot of market stuff up to that point. My audience was asking me market questions. Yeah. So I had Hannah. I was like, hey, will you write something about markets for beginners? Like maybe somebody who doesn't do them regularly that wants to start, so I can put it on my blog because people are asking and I don't know.
Yeah, see, that's like a great way. If you do have a blog, if you need guest bloggers, if you're getting questions on a topic, that's the other time, which is something we're going to go over later. And I always direct those people to Ashley because Ashley ships a ton of stuff on Etsy. And so it's kind of like, no, if you don't know how to answer something, like find people in our niche that do and be their friend. Like me and I are friends. I send people her way. She sends people my way, and it helps everyone. And it's awesome.
Is it my turn? Or do you want to go to questions?
Let's see. Yeah, I think so.
Questions?
I pretty much, mine were all in the area of like more regularly, more YouTube videos, and all of that stuff would help in growth, and then
Growth.
hopefully that would grow my blog and then get better advertisers and stuff like that. So if any of you guys have blogs, you know that
I can't. Can you guys hear her? I hear like every other word, but it might just be my end.
Okay. Well, hopefully when we watch this in the end, we recorded it well. It will remember everything we're saying. Okay, do you want to go to questions now?
Yeah, questions.
Okay. So the
It's not
first question
choppy.
we got.
Perfect.
Okay.
Oh, we'll keep trying.
Oh no.
Come on, internet.
Hopefully it's not both. It says how to price items that are simple to make but take aim. Let me see if I can put this one up here.
Will it work with two people?
Yeah, it does, but it's only, I did 2 question ones and it's only showing the second one. So that one's not on there. But basically it's how to price items that are simple to make but take a lot of time. So like this would be blankets. Blankets are a project, it's a big project to make, so it takes a lot of time, but you don't want, like, some people are afraid to price, you know, $300 for a blanket because no one's going to buy it. But in my opinion, if you're selling something that's handmade, you need to be paid for the work that you do. So, you know, if you want to make $15 an hour and it took you 10 hours to make something, you're going to have to charge $150 for labor. And then you're also going to have to charge, I mean, blankets are big, so they probably take, you know, $80 worth of yarn. You're going to have to charge that big price tag. And, you know, maybe if you don't have the right audience for that, you know, maybe you don't make those anymore. Maybe you search out the right audience for that. But, yeah, I don't think there's any right or wrong way to do it. I think you just need to make sure that if that's something you're going to make, that you make it worth your time.
Absolutely. To add to that, I would just say you want to be fair to yourself and you want to be fair to your audience. As long as you feel like you're being fair to yourself and to your audience based on like what you're in control of. You can't control what other people are charging for their blankets. Like that's out of your control. But based on what you control, as long as you're being fair on both ends, I think that's a good starting point at least. And then also keep up with your demand. So if you're selling blankets at $300 and you're selling them left and right, you might want to raise the price because you don't want to just be working yourself to death. So work smarter, not harder.
Okay, so our next year and are they
Me go?
So yeah, you can go on this one first.
Last year I did, 2018, I did a Christmas market that was it was set up just for handmade people, handmade vendors. There were no small businesses, no like insurance. I've been at some craft fairs that have like an insurance table, and I'm like, no, that's not a craft fair, like weird. But so it was just all handmade people and like really well handmade things like woodworking, leather working, metal working, like legit tradesman things. And I did really well. And it was just one day, it was inside. I can't remember. I think I made around $300 $1,300 after expenses, something like that. And it was just like 9 to 5 type deal. It was just one day on a Saturday, I think, but it was cold weather and I sell beanies and it was the beginning of beanie season. So it was perfect timing, perfect audience and inside, which who doesn't like that? So that's why I did pretty good. And then I did one that was smaller at a coffee shop on Shop Small Saturday and it had more small businesses, not just handmade. So it had like some boutique type things and some like vintage pieces, like flea market finds, things like that. And I didn't do as well in that setup because why would you pay $25 for a messy bun beanie when you can get a $15 CC beanie? That's still going to let your hair pop out the top, just the same. and right next to me. Like we were literally right next to each other, which no, like that's good too. Shopping small in general is good because that business is going to get just as excited about a sale as I would, even though they didn't make their thing. It's still a special thing to buy from small businesses. It's just not where I want to set up my handmade things. I want to make sure I just go to craft shows that are set up for handmade things, and people that are shopping there like to buy handmade things.
Yeah. So I did 4 markets this year, I want to say, maybe 5. I'm not sure exactly. The first one I did was a spring and summer market, and I made $60. But I didn't even make $60 because I paid $25 for my booth fee. It rained all day long. It was cold time or springtime, I guess. It made me never want to do another market again, because I did 3 or 4 more. And I found that the craft shows that were actual craft shows and not like some kind of festival where they have like rides and like a bunch of other stuff, like those ones don't
Or
do
like
as well.
free stuff.
Yes, because people aren't coming to buy handmade goods. They're kind of going to go to all the other festivity stuff, and they just
For the
walk through
experience.
market
Yeah.
section. And I found out on the ones that were marketed on Facebook and everything as just a strictly craft show, I did a lot better. I had one that I made like $380, and then I don't think, besides the $60 ones, I only made, like, I never made less than $250 at all of the rest of my markets, which, I mean, Ashley made $1,300, which is amazing.
It was a perfect storm.
Yeah.
It was
like,
a perfect market storm.
I had one of my markets that was a cold day, and it wasn't supposed to be that cold, and it's an outdoor market, and I sold like 10 blanket scarves, like super quickly. And I was like, I should have brought more blanket scarves. And then the next market, it wasn't cold, so no one bought blanket scarves. So it's always good to bring a little bit of everything, because you never know what the weather is going to be like or what the mood is going to be, and you might sell a bunch of something you never expected. And also, I did a market inside a store like Ashley did, and it was in my hometown. It was Christmas through Lowell. So it's a bunch of handmade sellers that like place themselves like in businesses around town. And I was in a store, and they had like 4 other handmade sellers in there. And I was selling White Owl Crochet Co.'s scrunchies, the velvet scrunchies. And I was selling them for $6 a piece or 2 for $10. And they put my scrunchies on the same table that they put someone else's fabric scrunchies on. And the fabric scrunchies were selling for literally half the price. They were $3 or 2 for $5. And they were also helping high schoolers get to, like, a trip to China. Like, that was like for like one of their classes or something. So I was like, I'm not going to sell any scrunchies because I'm competing with kids who need to go to China, and their scrunchies are half the price as mine. But to my surprise, I had a lot of people buy scrunchies from me. And I think one of the things is that I made my scrunchies with actual hair ties and not pieces of elastic. So like they actually held up people's hair. So I think that was a huge thing. And there were a lot of scrunchies when I walked around through town to see what everyone else was selling. But I was the only person who sold velvet scrunchies, which to me seemed crazy because I see velvet scrunchies all over on my Instagram feed from all of you guys, which I love. But I guess in my small hometown, no one was making velvet scrunchies. So I think that's another thing, is maybe you find like something to differentiate yourself a little bit. Like Ashley's Claire Bun beanies are gorgeous, like super gorgeous. And I think they would beat out a sea bun beanie any day. But to someone who doesn't understand crochet and knit and like all the time it takes to go into all of that stuff, might not appreciate that as much. But I mean, sometimes you might have like that one thing that makes you stand out more than anything else. On that day, it was scrunchies. A different day, it was blanket scarves. Ashley's one market, it was her bun beanies.
Mm-hmm.
But you know, and it's going to be different at every market. It's literally a guessing game. You never know what's going to happen. You're rolling the dice when you go. But
I didn't sell a single boho pillow, and I brought like 6. and I still
See,
have
those are
them.
the cutest thing ever.
I
I
thought
love
they were
those.
cute, and I thought they were trendy, like, because round pillows are trendy right now. Didn't sell one, but it might have been the way I had them displayed. I don't know.
Yeah.
Or maybe they were overpriced. I had them at 35.
For the person who asked if I'm supposed to be frozen, no. Um, okay, I guess we can go on to our next question. Do you have production goals of like a number a week?
Okay.
Do you want to go
Do
on
you want
this
me to,
one?
do you want me to start? Okay. During my downtime and during like when beanie season just starts to hit, I try to make 5 beanies a day. That's something I know it's a big number. Like 5 is a little bit exhausting. 3 would be more like easy to do. But I find that if I can do 5 beanies a day, I can stay on top of it pretty quick for keeping my turnaround time down low. But definitely, so my goal for 2019 make like 2 or 3 beanies a day throughout the whole year, and then when beanie season hits, I'll just have a stock of a whole bunch of beanies. And last year I did this, and I just made like all different colors. 2019, I'm going to do linen, gray, black, gray, like the gray black mix color, painted canyon, just some of my most popular ones. And I might make like 1 or 2 of the multicolor things just because I already have all the multicolor yarn. But my goal will be like 2 to 3 beanies a day just so I can build a pretty good stock for next year. And if I see that I have more than that selling because maybe messy bun beanies won't be cool next year, then I can set them up in different boutiques for like a commission. And at first that scared me. I was like, no, I wouldn't want to sell them for a commission when I can get full price on Etsy all day long. But it's good to have local people because that's going to get your name out there locally. And then also like when 20% is like $5, I would still be getting $20 a beanie versus 25. I feel like that's still a pretty good um, profit from like how much time it took me to make them and how much I pay for the yarn and stuff. So long story, 2 to 3 beanies a day during the off season, 5 when I'm trying to crank out orders as fast as I can.
Okay, so I guess I look like an anonymous mystery person on a show because I'm all blurry to people. But hopefully you
And
guys can still.
the little load thing is right between your eyebrows.
Oh, great. Bro. Hopefully you guys can still hear me. My internet's glitchy. But for me, I don't sell as many physical items as Ashley does. During market prep, I definitely will say like, hey, I'm gonna make 10 scrunchies before I go to bed, or I'm gonna make 2 Claire Bun beanies today. Stuff like that. I also work full time and go to school, so that's probably why I don't focus on selling physical items as much because um, my time for me is better spent like designing stuff and blogging and stuff like that, and that's the stuff that I'm most passionate about too. I love crocheting stuff, but I get bored crocheting the same thing over and over and over again. So for me, I like spending my time doing other stuff, but I do tell myself I'm gonna post like a blog post once a week, or I'm gonna make my Pinterest pics today. I try and make. I know, like, I don't know about you, Ashley, but I know if you spend like 30 minutes a day on your blog, and let's just say that's all you have is you can cut out 30 minutes your day to blog. I'll do like 30 minutes to write a blog post, 30 minutes to take a photo, the next day. The next day after that, I'll take 30 minutes and write up my email that I'm going to send to everyone. The next day after that, I'll take 30 minutes and go on my Instagram and promote the blog post I just released, or post an Instagram photo with a caption. Because I don't know about you guys, but thinking of captions is really hard for me on Instagram. And stuff like that. So I definitely do like tell myself how many blog posts and YouTube videos and stuff like that I'm going to get done in a week. But as far as physical items go, unless it's like right before market, I'm not really as concerned with that stuff. Okay.
I would like to do 1 blog post a week. For
Yeah.
2019, I'd like to do 1 blog post and 1 YouTube video a week, if I can. Ava will be starting school in
Myself.
August, so that'll be
Yeah.
different. Once Ava gets in
Well,
school, I'll have a lot more time to myself. Quiet time. Like, how am I going to make videos if she's screaming her head off like a crazy person?
yeah, and also like make some in advance for like when she's gonna be home for summer and stuff like that. But like right
And I have
now,
a
I'm at
lot of
Christmas.
ideas for next Christmas season. I'm just going to have it already
See, and
made,
that's
and
awesome.
then I just got to post them.
See, and that's I'm already thinking of summer stuff right now. Like
Hmm.
summer projects are on my mind. And I know probably in the middle of summer, that's kind of how you have to think when you're designing patterns and stuff. Like Ashley said, she's got already set for next Christmas and next like winter season, which is awesome because she's gonna have to do them this summer, and then for your market preps and all that other stuff, which is great. Question is, this one's about Etsy, I'm assuming, or just selling in general. Do you sell your stuff with a higher price with free shipping, or do you do a lower price without the shipping included? So do you want to do this one first, and then I'll go
Sure.
next, or okay?
I don't know if there's like a secret sauce for this. I know that Etsy has been pushing people to do free shipping, like trying to give incentives, incentives and such for free shipping listings. I have some free shipping listings in my Etsy shop, mostly because like my Juliet bun beanies, I have those listed as free shipping because I can make those faster. And if I can encourage somebody to buy a Juliet over a Claire, I'll be able to get it out the door faster. So that's why they also take a little bit of less yarn too. So I have that wiggle room in the price that I can set the shipping as free shipping. Also, when you're on Etsy, you can search. If you just searched messy bun beanie, you can set a filter to the free shipping option. So if you set filter to free shipping and messy bun beanie, if I didn't have any free shipping listings at all, I'm not even going to show up in their search. No matter how good my SEOs, no matter how good my pictures, if they have the free shipping filter on and I don't have any free shipping products, I'm not going to show up. And then even if I do, like I set my Juliet bun beanies as free shipping. If they click on the Juliet bun beanie, then that's going to get them in my shop. And then maybe they'll see like the Claire's and stuff that aren't free shipping and buy one of those versus the free shipping. I don't know. As a buyer, I like free shipping. I have an Amazon Prime account because it gives me free shipping. Like I feel like I'm wasting money on shipping cause like, especially if it's somewhere I could go get it myself, like Walmart or Hobby Lobby. Yeah, if I got free shipping, I'll just buy it online. I'm a big fan. If I see somebody post something for free shipping that I've been having my eyeballs on Etsy, I will get it when the shipping goes for free. I get my tags from All This Wood, and every now and then they do free shipping, and that's when I buy like 500 tags, just because I like that free shipping.
Yeah, I think that is a really about when they had like that tab on the side that's free shipping, and like I do the same thing where I have free shipping and some items are not, and that's just the thing. If you get someone in on your free shipped bees and then they see your headbands, which are not free shipping, they're still get to your Etsy shop. They're products by you, uh, and that will just help draw more people to your shop, get more views for you. Etsy does offer a lot more incentives to have free shipping. I know if you are an Etsy seller, you probably got emails that said if you offer free shipping now until December 20, you'll be entered to win $10,000, whatever. Like they always have like giveaways for cards or money or iPads or something, trying to get people to do shipping for free. Things I've read, I don't think you rank better to free shipping. It's I don't think there's any like way in the algorithm that you rank better, but like Ashley said, if they just click the free shipping thing on the side, then you're going to be the only ones that rank as if they have free shipping checks. So I think that's something to keep in mind too. Maybe just on your pieces that you know that their shipping's only $2 and you can just increase it by $2 and make that one free shipping and keep all your other ones as they are and just test it out and see how it goes. Okay, our next question is, what do you bring to spring and summer markets? And since I did one, and like I said, I didn't make like barely any money at this one, but it rained the whole time. And it was also one of those ones that was not a craft market. It was a festival in town. And there were all kinds of rides and games and all kinds of other stuff there. But I would say I bring my drifter vest. That's like the first thing I bring. And then anyone who's gone to my blog knows that I love summer crop tops. So I have obviously all of the crop tops I've made on my blog, and then plus like other people's patterns, because I know the like best way to learn to design stuff is to make other people's patterns. And so I will make someone else's like top pattern because I really like the trim that they have on it, and I just want to see like how they put their tops together, and then I can take that knowledge of how they size their items or how they shape their items and use that to design something completely new. So I bring a lot of crop tops, a lot of my drifter vest. I still do bring like beanies and stuff like that, just to have people still buy them. So
yeah, like if they're going skiing or something, people do that.
And people who are across the world, it's winter for them. Mm-hmm. So if they have a loved one in France or somewhere like that, you know, they can still ship them scarves, hats, whatever from here, which is also a good incentive to keep worldwide shipping on if you're on Etsy, which I currently do not have because I'm terrified to ship overseas. But once I learn a little bit more about the cost or all of that stuff of what that entails, I will definitely be opening up to international shipping because I think that's a great way to keep your stuff. Yeah.
I ship overseas, and I was very scared. I have it set to worldwide shipping all over.
Do you get a lot of international orders or no?
Yeah, well, I mean, I wouldn't say a lot, but every now and then, almost every time I go to do a ship day, one of them will be international. And I've gotten some to Germany, Sweden, Australia, China. Oh, well, that's part of America. I about said Alaska. Technically, that's America.
So normally,
I don't know. It's not a lot, but it is like $3.
Is it a huge like price difference?
No, it's about $10. I know it's $10 to ship to Canada. The other prices, it goes a little bit up. I don't think I've seen anything that was like unbelievable, but they get to see that before they choose to buy. I'd say it's around $10 to $15 for the most part. Some of the other, like further, like Australia might be like 20, 25, but they know that a lot of Australian people that shop like Etsy or from America they already know that the shipping is going to be super high.
So,
and Etsy makes it really easy. Go ahead.
Oh. Do you have to print out any papers to ship internationally?
You do, but Etsy just does it for you. So whenever I click all my listings that need to be shipped that day, they'll print out. And then when one of them prints out an international label, you just have to sign it and put the date. It's already, when you fill out the label, like the listing information, it already fills out the label for you, like puts the title of whatever the product is and the cost of it, the weight and all that stuff is already on there. So that prints out on the label on its own, and you just sign it with a pen and put the date and then ship it. Just to say, I was really nervous too at first, and I had a bunch of Canadian people keep asking me, will you open up to international shipping? And then I had one lady that was willing to be my guinea pig. I was like, I will do it to you so we can see how it goes. And after that, I was like, oh yeah, that was super simple. So I just opened it up to worldwide shipping.
See, now we can all open to international shipping.
It's not hard.
Too, but that makes me feel better.
And I also have my listings set to calculated shipping. So Etsy calculates it for me based on like how many items they buy.
So I know like everyone crochets a little bit differently, but like I know I don't use the same size little bags to put mine in every time. Um, so it might be an ounce or two off. Do you have yours set for like an ounce more than what yours are, or are yours always the same weight?
So from 1 to 4 ounces is the same price.
Okay.
So I think a Claire Bun beanie is 3 ounces, and I go ahead and set it for 4. And then if somebody gets 2, I usually drop it down to 7, and it'd be like 10 cents different. I'll drop
Okay.
it down from 8 to 7. And then if it's significantly different, like if they buy 4, and then that bumps it up to a pound, and it's going priority anyway, if I can get it back down to where it can go first class, I will refund them the shipping overages. But that doesn't happen unless they buy like 4 or 5.
Okay. So like if they bought 4 and you package the whole thing up and you set it on your scale, you're saying like you weigh it after you package everything and then say, oh, it's
Yeah, and
under
then
a
I
pound.
change it. Then I change it if it's like 10 ounces instead of what it was originally calculated for, which would be like 4 times 4, so like 20. So that would be priority instead
Mm-hmm.
of first class. So if it's less than that because it's overestimated, then I change it and refund the shipping overage to the person. Unless
Okay.
sometimes I just go ahead and ship it the priority because they already paid for it, and
Yeah.
that way they'll get it faster. So it really
Yeah.
just depends.
Have you ever had it where you underestimated and had to pay more?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I think that I've printed the wrong shipping label or something, like forgot to change the address, because that happens a
Yeah.
lot. People are like, "Hey, I put the wrong address." I think I forgot to change it and I printed, but I caught it after the thing print. So then I just made a new shipping label and I paid for it out of pocket because that was on me that I forgot to change it, even though they asked me to. Things like that.
Okay. See, this is all good information to have because shipping on Etsy scares me, I'll be honest. I just printed
It
my
scares a lot
first,
of people.
yeah, I just printed my first Etsy shipping labels like 3 weeks ago. And it was way easier than I thought it was going to be. I don't know why I was so scared about everything else. I'm still scared about it and I've already done it.
Right.
But like hopefully it'll be one of those things that once we do it enough, we're going to be like, psh, bring it on Etsy, I can take anything.
Yes.
Okay, had a question on tips for beginners on taking photos.
Tips for beginners, what?
So
Taking
pictures.
photos. Um, so Taylor can probably talk to you about taking pictures of yourself. You do really good at that, and you have a really good system. For flat lays, um, if you're talking about like organizing a flat lay, like tips on how to do that, that is something that you just kind of pick up. I think the easiest thing to do is look through your Instagram and look at the posts that you have like liked, all the posts that you have liked, and see what the flat lays have in common. And that's going to be something that your eye is drawn to. So if you see that you've liked a whole lot of pictures that have a coffee cup sitting in the flat lay, then maybe start adding a coffee cup into your flat lays. I saw some people using twinkle lights or little fairy lights, so I bought little fairy lights. I use a vinyl backdrop that I got from a seller. I have my white wood and my brown wood one. Um, that helps with cohesiveness for your like to make your Instagram feed look all the same. I'm happy to send you guys links for those too. If you'd like them, I can send them to you after this. Just message me or I can put it in my stories. But for the most part, I just look at what I like that other people are doing and then I try to implement those kinds of same ideas in mine. Like if I see someone posting um, pictures with like blankets around the border or like kind of sneaking in the corner, I started doing that because I thought that when I had the blankets, the loopy knit blankets. So then I just started kind of sneaking some of those in my pics, and I thought that looked really cute. That also helps me with my white balance because my blanket is cream or seasonal things. So for Christmas, I was doing a lot of buffalo plaid, and I have some buffalo plaid fabric that I would kind of sneak into my pictures here and there. A candle is always popular. Your tools that you use, so like your hooks, your scissors, your tags, things like that, just kind of, or buttons, like sticking them in the flat lay. And then I take a bazillion pictures before I choose one. And I might turn something just a smidge and then take another picture and then turn this thing a smidge and then take another picture. Move things, add things, take a billion pictures. And then I just like run my finger across the like picture thing on the iPad or the iPhone so you can watch them move really fast. And then I see which one catches my eye first or the most, the one that I keep landing on. And then I heart that one. And then I keep doing that over and over until I get the best picture.
So basically, Ashley saying it takes a lot of work to get a really, really pretty Instagram feed like hers. I don't post every day, but I need to.
She said, which is why I don't post every day, but I need to.
Yeah, I don't do a lot of flat lays. I think they're gorgeous, and I would like
You're cutting out, bruh.
I don't do a lot of flat lays because you do have to take 1,000 photos, but they're gorgeous. I would love to. I just need to learn to style them. I do take a lot of selfies because I know that for me, I love seeing people wearing the things that they make. I don't want to make something if I haven't seen someone wear it because I want to know what it's going to look like when it's worn. So the best advice I can have for that is if you take the pictures of yourself by yourself, would be to either take it on your phone where you can see yourself in the phone. I finally invested in a camera that has a screen that flips up so that I can see myself in the screen because I was trying to take it with my camera that had not flipped up, so it's kind of taking them blind. And I didn't even know if I was in the frame. I'd have to like take a picture and then go look at the camera picture, but then you like move every time. I was like taping places on the wall so I knew where I had to stand within, and that took way too much time. I taking a lot of photos just because it took forever. So like being able to see yourself is the main thing. And then so like for example, I love my crop in on my top half, but my bottom, sorry, all of my weight. So I'm a little bit more self-conscious about like so like I will make sure that I'm wearing like shorts that I like, my favorite shorts that I'm really wearing, stuff like that. So if I want to like hide my legs or something, wear like a shirt, like a flannel shirt tied around my waist or something that just makes you feel comfortable, because if you don't feel comfortable taking pictures of yourself, like you're not going to look comfortable in your pictures. So I think like that's a huge thing. But I know that for me, like, I don't like other people taking my photos. I'm very camera shy. I'd rather take 1,000 photos of myself and look at them by myself and judge them by myself than have someone else try and take pictures of me. My boyfriend, bless his heart, is not very good at working a camera because I'd probably feel comfortable with him taking that, but I don't know.
It takes practice.
Yeah, he'll be like twisting
they
my
have to practice
stuff, and I'm like, oh yeah, he's getting really, he's like getting in there about it, you know. And then I look at him, and I'm not even in the frame.
Yeah,
like,
Gabe used to do that too. I remember I was trying to take weekly belly pictures when we were pregnant with Ava, and he like, if this was the frame, I would be standing like right here. I'm like, Gabe, that looks awful. No, like that's not what we're doing. And it wouldn't even be like my whole body. It would be like belly up, right in the bottom corner.
Yeah.
It was insane.
Yep.
He's gotten a lot
And
better though. And he's like posed me and everything now. If you saw the pictures I posted of the yarn punk sweater where I crocheted the sleeves and I'm holding my hair up like that, that was totally Gabe. Gabe was like, "Okay, yeah, now hold your hair up. Oh yeah, perfect. That looks great." And he's like snapping it for me. He's learned a lot.
see, I love that. I'm not as patient to wait out until he gets to the point where he's really good at that. Maybe in like a year from now, I'll look back and be like, guys, this is the photos Trevor used to take, and now these are the photos he takes now. But
I used to get pretty hateful with him, and then I'd have to
yeah,
apologize because I get so frustrated. But it takes time, but they get it. They end up getting it.
yeah, I think it's just better for, you know, his physical safety and my mental sanity. I just take my photos of myself with my screen and my camera. I do know, I see people who do photos of like colorful walls in the background. Like if you have like a local movie theater that has like a peach colored wall or a blue wall or something, like those are really great for photos, especially if you have like a coordinating color to go with that. But like I said, I'm really shy. I don't like people to see me take my pictures.
It is
And if I
awkward.
yeah, by our lake, I will go out there at like 6 a.m. when no one else is out there and the sun is like finally just rising, which is actually a great time. It's golden hours. It's a good time to take photos. But because I don't like people to look at me, take pictures of myself. I feel weird. But
It's
so just
weird.
know you're not the only one. I feel weird when I do my Instagram lives or my Instagram stories at markets and people can see me. Um, Sometimes you guys might notice that I'll be
Do it for
talking
the
and
gram, babe.
yeah, I'll get really quiet and like kind of just drop off talking, and then like 10 minutes later I'll get on my stories again. It's because someone came in my booth and I was like, oh, this is awkward, so I just stopped. But yeah, I would just say like be comfortable, wear what's comfortable. It's okay. You're gonna take like a lot of pictures where you're blinking and it's a bad angle and you have a double chin and like you can see cellulite. Like that's okay. That's normal. We're not models. We don't do this for a living. I'll probably, like Ashley said, I take 1,000 photos of myself, and then people look at my phone and they're like, wow, this girl's really conceited. She's got 1,000 photos of her wearing the same outfit. No, that's just what it takes to get a good photo to post on Instagram. And I know this sounds like obvious, but do your hair and makeup. If any of you guys have seen my essentially fall cardigan photo, you'll notice that all my photos I have of me wearing it, my hair is wet because I got out of the shower.
Oh, I did see that. I did see that.
So, like, that photo would have been 10 times better. I went through and, like, set up my backdrop and set up my lights and set up my camera, and I didn't even take the time to dry my hair just because I didn't want to. So, like, don't do that because I still kick myself every time I see those photos. It's with my leading patterns for my blog and for my Etsy sales. And it's got like the worst photos. So I definitely need to go like redo those photos, but I don't know why, but the thought of having to redo photos is even more frustrating than taking them the first time. But okay, we better move on to the next question so I can stop talking about taking photos and get mad at me for critiquing his photo skills.
It's not a Trevor thing. It's a man thing.
I think so. They didn't take enough selfies in their life to understand.
That must be it.
Like, you know, if you look at my Facebook feed, like all the way back to high school, there's like 1,000 pictures of me and my friends sitting in the corner of my room taking pictures of ourselves. So there's that. And they all have like one photo, one selfie they took.
Yeah, and it's like 6 years old.
Yeah, exactly. And then they act like they don't even know why I took that because it shouldn't be on there anyways. Okay,
Boys are silly.
so best way to package your products to be shipped. That's definitely a good Ashley question.
So if you can, it said best ways to package your products to be shipped. If you guys couldn't hear Taylor, the first tip is to use poly mailers instead of boxes. If you can, it's just
Yeah.
cheaper. Poly mailers way less. They're cheaper to ship. So if you've got a product that, like a messy bun beanie, like you really can't hurt it unless you take a pair of scissors after it. If it gets smushed or stepped on, it's still gonna be a messy bun beanie. It's gonna be fine. So I just put them in my poly mailers, but I do put them in my organza bags just so they're cute when they open them. Hang on, I got one.
In her stuff, like I've gotten stuff from Ashley, her mailers and stuff, and they've held up really well.
This is the organza bags that I use, and I get them from Amazon, and they are linked in my Amazon shop, which is, if you go to my links, there's a thing that says my favorite things Amazon shop. These are in there, the ones that I used. I just think this makes the package look really cute. The reason I started using these was because I ordered some yarn from like Paint Box, I think is the name of the yarn, and it came to me in a poly mailer, and I was like, how, or in a organic bag, and I was like, how cute is that? I also get poly mailers from Amazon. The watermelon ones that I used and the pumpkin ones that I used are both in my Amazon shop. And my white ones I actually get from a local bookstore that I used to work at in college. And they give me them for the same price that they give them. But there's a lot on Amazon if you have an Amazon Prime. And there's also some on Etsy. My bigger ones that I use for like my pillows, I got from the Shipping Guru on Etsy. That's the name of their shop, the Shipping Guru, and they have a lot of stuff too.
I got some poly mailers and labels from the Shipping Guru on Etsy, which was awesome. They have like little packages, I guess, where you can get like poly mailers and the shipping labels. I think Ashley has a Dymo label printer for your Etsy shop, right? That's how you print your labels.
I do. Yes, a Dymo label. If I don't know if you guys can hear, I keep hearing it like
You print them
Dymo.
through like your little thing. Mine on a regular printer, just because I don't get as many. Yeah,
We can't. Mm-mm.
you can't hear me now. You guys can hear me. My bags, I don't do organza bags like Ashley does. I do little fabric bags. I have a tutorial on my blog and on YouTube on just how to sew. They're just little bags, and then I stamp my labels on them. And those literally take like 5 minutes to make, and they're really personalized. I think if I shipped as many orders as Ashley did, I probably wouldn't have time to make that many bags. But maybe if that's something you want to do and you know you're going to have a lot of orders, you can make them now, like in the summertime when it's not busy season for shipping, and stockpile a bunch up. I also use them for my craft shows and stuff like that. But that's basically all I do to ship my items, which is great. I know Ashley, like we like include business cards in our shipping stuff, which is also great to have. Ashley writes like cute little notes to people sometimes. I have horrible handwriting, so I try not to.
It's really bad. My handwriting is really bad.
My mom bought me a calligraphy like chock full of loves book.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so hopefully that'll improve my handwriting.
That's
I doubt
a good
it.
gift.
Yeah, so 2019 goal to do that.
Better handwriting.
We have 2 minutes remaining. So we'll answer these questions real quick.
Okay.
If you
Power
only
round.
do custom orders, is it wise to have an Etsy if you only do
Yes,
custom orders? Yes.
I would say yes, because what I do mostly just custom orders. But my advice would be to take pictures of all the different color options that you have and make them separate listings. Don't just
Mm-hmm.
say, hey, here's a Claire Bun beanie and here's a color chart and I can make all these colors. People won't buy it unless they've seen it made and seen it on a person. But you can make the listing set as, you can say made to order and your turnaround time, and you can add it again in your description. Your customers still won't see it, but eventually they'll see it, or they'll just message you and you can tell them then. If you look at my Etsy shop, you can see how I've got that set up. But almost all of my listings are custom. Even like I have like maybe five that's not, just because I had leftover beanies from markets.
Yep. And that's how you make sure you get paid, is doing it through Etsy. Because if you do it through Facebook or all these other places, it's really hard to make sure that people pay you before you start making their item. So you need to collect the money before you start doing it with custom orders. It's really important.
And with Etsy, it just does it for you.
Exactly. So I had two other questions. Someone asked if my pegboard little hanging wall hung up at my last market. The answer is yes. My rolling rack is a little weak and it was like a little wobbly. So I would suggest, like, my rolling rack was a $10 rolling rack. Okay, I got cut off at the end of my live, but I just wanted to let you guys know, for anyone who asked about Addy machines, I bought my Addy machine off of Amazon. I have a link in my blog post where I talk about the Addy machines. If you want to go to my blog and check that out. Thank you so much for joining us in our live. Me and Ashley had a blast. Bummer that I got cut off, but maybe that just means we need to do another one. Thank you everyone who stopped in and watched. We really appreciated it. And I'm super excited for everyone to meet their goals in 2019.